Hello, beautiful souls. This is Christy Godwin, your resident psychic medium on my podcast, Spiritual Talk with Christy Godwin and Friends. Usually I have someone with me, but today I'm going to solo it. And we're really going to talk about spiritual intentions. Now, before we get to oh, I don't need that, bear with me for a moment. Think about everything you put into your day to become better physically. Maybe mentally, you made the commitment to read a book a month or whatever that is. Physically, you've made the commitment to go to the gym, to eat in a healthy manner. Think about your spiritual intentions. Where does that align with you? Are you taking time to really become closer to your spirituality? Spiritual intentions are really heartfelt intentions to align with your higher self, live with greater authenticity. These intentions are really about embodying qualities that elevate your life, such as, cultivating courage, trust, and gratitude. Think of them as energetic frameworks for you. You frequently will choose to show up to the world and just take tasks off of your to-do list. But where do you show up for yourself? I was setting intentions and I was talking to some friends of mine about being more committed and dedicated to my schedule, which they were shocked because I am someone who is very dedicated to a schedule. I, as I'm recording this podcast, I have tested positive for COVID, but I had an event this morning via Zoom. I did not expose anyone to anything. I had it via Zoom. I already had it scheduled to record this podcast and do some other things. Now I'm doing those, and that is so like me. What is also so like me is to put myself to the side for other people. If you're listening to this podcast, you've been drawn here, so you are most likely one of those people also. I am very good about putting on my schedule. I'm going to make sure I journal a certain times a week. I'm going to sit in meditation, but I'm also very quick to put those to the side if someone else needs me. Now, it's not like I don't love myself or think I deserve that stuff, but I'm so used to showing up for other people, I will frequently put myself to the side to do so. That is why one of my commitments was to sit with myself and really determine where I'm going to show up. I'm going to make that commitment. Now, I encourage each and every one of you to set your spiritual intentions for the new year. How do you really narrow that down? How do you really make that commitment to show up for yourself, to know that you are showing up as the best version of yourself for you without being overwhelmed with, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that? I encourage you to really sit with your past year. Really think about your actions where you felt like you could have shown up better for yourself. Also, celebrate your growth and acknowledge the lessons learned. This is not about judgment. This is not about we judge ourselves enough. This is certainly not about sitting in more judgment on yourself. This is about an evaluation, a reflection. First, you're going to celebrate where did you acknowledge that you've learned tremendous lessons and shown up in ways that you never thought would be possible. Then consider areas where you would like to be more at ease, where you would like to be more in alignment. After you've sat with that and really considered where was I triggered, that was a big one for me to evaluate where I was triggered, because frequently where we can evaluate we were triggered or people really um, triggered us in a way that we did not think they should have. A trigger is something that we have an unrealistic emotional response to something that is happening. And we know it's really not about that situation, or we feel like just with this one person, or every time this one action occurs, we have no patience for it. That is a great way to sit and think about, is that an area I can be more in alignment with? Is that an area I can show up with more ease? Connect with your inner wisdom. So, first, you need to really reflect on the past year, celebrate your growth, acknowledge lessons learned, and consider where you can be more in alignment and more at ease. And then, number two, connect with your inner wisdom. Make sure you're creating those quiet moments to journal through those reflections, to meditate. Ask yourself, what does my soul truly need this year? Sit in meditation with that and trust the answers that emerge. Three, focus on your feelings, not the outcomes. Identify the feelings you want to cultivate. If you've been following me on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, I have started a daily reflections, and one of the first things I did this year was think about a word that I want to encompass this year. What do I want to really focus on and empower in this year? And mine was compassion. If you know me, if you know anyone who knows me, people would probably be surprised because I am truly one of the most compassionate people you'll meet. Not the, of course, but I'm already extremely compassionate. It is just my belief system. It doesn't have to be yours that no matter how great we are at compassion, we can show up with more ease and more alignment with that feeling. So focus on feelings, not checking off goals. Some of the other feelings you might want to cultivate are peace, empowerment, connection. Let feelings be your guide, not the outcomes. So now let's recap real quick. What is your spiritual intention? How do you come about it? Reflect on the past year and acknowledge your lessons learned. Consider where you can be more in alignment and more at ease. That's number one. Number two is connect with your inner wisdom. Make sure you're taking some time to sit in meditation or journal and ask yourself, what does my soul truly need this year? And trust the answers you get. Three, focus on the feelings and not the outcomes. Identify the feelings you want to cultivate. Mine is compassion. I've heard other people mention love, peace, empowerment, connection, whatever that word is for you. Focus on the feeling, not the outcome. And then four, write them down. Putting your intentions into words can solidify them and keep them visible, whether it is in a journal, on your phone, sticky notes here and there. Make sure you are writing them down, putting them in front of you, something that you are reminded to do. I've known some people to, make a meme with their word on it and put it as the background on their phone so that every time they go to open up their phone, they see that word. And then it's just that constant reminder. Again, not as judgment. We are going to sometimes fail at that, but that's okay. There is always a new tomorrow. There is a new moment. There is the next minute that you can change and show up more at ease with your word. So that was four. Number five is embrace rituals. This one is important to me, and I teach it in just about any kind of class you take from me, especially in intro to mediumship. When I read people, whenever I have a reading going on, I get this comment a lot, not just from normal clients, but also from other psychic mediums. My connection is instantaneous with spirit. Why is that? It's because I have a ritual that I can do just like this, and it is a signal that to spirit that I'm ready to work, and to myself that I'm ready to work. I'm ready to read. It is like a muscle memory to help. I need to work out. It is important to me for my health to work out. I do not like to work out, so I would think of any excuse to not work out. Something I do to help encourage myself to work out is I put workout clothes in the bathroom. So when I get up in the morning, I go into the bathroom. First thing I do is brush my teeth, and my workout clothes are there. If I put those workout clothes on, I am so much more likely to work out for the day as if I don't. If I ignore those clothes, I am most likely not going to work out. If I put my workout clothes on immediately, it is a signal to my body, we are working out today. So as I'm making my hot tea, as I'm doing my journaling in the morning, in the back of my mind is, after this, I'm going to work out because I am ready for it. Create your own ritual that works for you. I have my journal and a certain area where I sit down with my hot tea in the morning. And it is also a ritual for me to sit down with my hot tea in this one chair. My journal book is right there. So I'm much more likely to journal because it is part of my ritual. Do what works for you, though. Whenever I am teaching rituals to people, it is a fancy word for saying create a routine. Rituals are about just creating routine that you are more likely to follow. It is muscle memory. It is signaling your brain it's time to work out. It's time to journal. It is time to do whatever your intention is. And embrace those. Sometimes people like to light a candle or use crystals to really amplify their focus when they're journaling. Do what works for you. When I talk about rituals, I teach people a lot of different ways to do things, whether it's reading or creating a ritual that works for you to align whatever your goal is. And it's about doing what works for you. What works for your neighbor might not work for you. Yes, please try it. But just because it doesn't work for you doesn't mean it's a hopeless cause. I'm never going to accomplish it. Make sure you're just finding something that resonates with you. Okay, so real quick, let's recap and then we're going to move on. Setting your intention, your spiritual intention, reflect on the past for the year. Consider areas where you'd like to be more in alignment. Connect with your inner wisdom. Number 2 is connect with your inner wisdom. Make sure you're creating those moments to meditate and journal and really asking what your soul needs for this year. Focus on feelings, not outcomes. Again, we've talked about mine is compassion. Other people's might be peace, empowerment, love, whatever that is. 4, write them down. Put your intentions in words. It makes such a huge difference, and put them in a place that is visible for you. 5, a ritual. You're much more likely to accomplish whatever your goal is if you are setting yourself up to follow the path towards that goal. Create a ritual, create a muscle memory that your body is signal. Oh yeah, that's where we're headed. That's what we're going to do right now. Now, I want people to really think. I know that everyone thinks, oh, a psychic medium, they're talented, they're gifted. We all are. We are all psychic. We all have intuition. Yes, I have worked thousands of hours to hone that gift, and that is the difference. Is I have worked thousands of hours and practiced thousands and thousands of times to become better at it. It doesn't mean other people are not gifted in that same area. It just means I have practiced. I want everyone to start trusting their psychic insights that helps them tap into that deep layers of intuition that provides clarity and guidance to them on this journey. It's very important to listen to your subconscious, to listen to those psychic hits, because it can help you uncover hidden blocks. I talk about what is your worldview? What is the lens through which you view the world? We all have one. Even the most open-minded people have a worldview, a lens through which they view the world. I'm sorry for those of you listening to the podcast, you hear me sniffling and clearing my throat. I do have COVID at the recording of this, but no, you cannot catch it through any kind of social media. So thank goodness for that, right? But I do want to apologize because I'm clearing my throat and sniffing because of the COVID, the silly COVID. Okay. So make sure you're sitting with your intuition to clear some unconscious blocks. We all have these underlying programs that have been taught to us that we've learned unconsciously through our culture, through our home life, through our friends, through relationships. You want to make sure you're clearing those belief systems so that you are stepping into your full potential. You do that by listening to your intuition. Your psychic guidance can really validate your gut feelings, help you trust your inner advice. It can help you gain perspective on timing, understand divine timing. I joke about this, but not really, because we all want things now. We work towards something, we're working towards a goal, and we frequently feel like, oh my goodness, I'm never going to get there. I want it yesterday. I feel like I've been working for years to accomplish whatever your goal is. Understand divine timing, guiding you and acting when the moment is right. Yes, keep your eye on the goal, but don't be so stubborn when it comes to the path you're taking to reach that goal that you fail to recognize the synchronicities being dropped in front of you by your team on the other side. We all have a team on the other side that loves us, protects us, guides us. Make sure you're sitting with your intuition, you're listening to it. It's helping you gain perspective on the timing and your feelings, helping you be able to trust your insights. Another thing that psychic insights will help you do is open to new possibilities, inspiring you to dream bigger and set your intentions that truly align with your goal. How do you do this? By sitting and journaling, by sitting in meditation, sitting quietly at some point. It can be 5 minutes or 10 minutes. If you don't do it every day, that's okay. This is not about judgment, but this is about carving time out for yourself so that you are setting intentions that truly align with your soul. Also, reevaluating those intentions 3 months from now. Are you being called to change them? Are you being called to change your path? Be open enough to listen to the synchronicities to allow the universe to deliver its best. Integrating your spiritual intentions, what we first talked about, and then your psychic guidance will really help you create a powerful, aligned path. You can really think about being able to align with your soul's purpose is so important because your purpose, my purpose, your friend's purpose is all different. Now, I do think that everyone is called to vibrate in unconditional love. I do think that overall that is everyone's purpose, but how we get there is different. This year, mine is really going to be through compassion. Yours might be, I was just leading a group, my Divine Collective group. We were talking about it. Someone else was about finishing that book. Okay, well, how is finishing their book offering unconditional love to those around them? They have a very powerful story. Their story can reach so many people. Go with your soul's path, and what yours is going to be is completely different than mine. Okay, so now once you've really set with your spiritual intentions, you've set them up. You know what you want to accomplish. What are some ways that you can really keep those in front of you, that you can make sure you are not forgetting them throughout the year? I'm going to give you a couple of ways you can really do what works for you. A really popular way is to create a vision board. A vision board will help you visualize your goals. So many of us are very visual people. You can actually tell when a psychic medium, myself included, is doing a reading and using their vision, their clairvoyance, their clear vision, because you will hear me say, I am seeing. I see this. I'm being shown this. That means the spirit is using my third eye to holographically give me an image that will resonate with you. We are just in general very visual creatures. Use that power through a vision board. It helps you visualize your goals. It helps you use your insights from your journaling to keep you on the right track. You can create a vision board by cutting pictures out of magazines. It can be words, whatever you find that resonates with you, and actually put it on a board. The board can be as simple or as fancy as you want it to be. These are very popular. If a vision board doesn't resonate with you, then I will give you some other ways. Another powerful way to really help keep yourself on track is surround yourself by like-minded people. I want you to think about tuning forks. If you put two tuning forks together, they will eventually entrain to each other and start vibrating at the same level. People are the same way. You cannot cut all people who do not resonate and do not lift your soul up out of your life. We have to go to work. We have to be in this world. The trick is to let your magic shine, let your beautiful magic out into the world without letting the world dim your magic, dim your light. I was just telling someone the other day that they were, it's hard to be a magical witch, that they were a magical witch living in this muggle world. It's about being in the world and not of the world. Bring your magic to where you are. Make sure you're taking time to surround yourself with like-minded souls who uplift you and support your growth. You cannot always surround yourself with those kinds of people, but do it as much as you can because it is going to help you stay on track. It's going to help you feel that tribe and that community. I have something called the Divine Collective, which is a subscription program. It's on my website, Christy Godwin Psychic Medium, under the Divine Collective. And we meet several times a month to give people that support they need to be around souls that lift them up and really support their growth. Now, when we talk about vision boards, I want to make sure you remember to only put on the vision board what is really on your soul roadmap, that is really going to help you align with your desires and your higher self. Sit with your intuition. If you see a picture that you just really like, but your gut instinct, your intuition is saying, this isn't quite what you need, then put it to the side. It doesn't mean it's not a beautiful picture, but it just means it's not meant for your vision board. When you go to create your vision board, make sure you are in a calm, inviting atmosphere where you're allowing your intuition to work. It's not chaotic, and you have time to spend with yourself. Connect with your inner wisdom, reflect on what your soul desire was, maybe keep your journal beside you, and trust your inner voice when you're selecting the images and words to go on that vision board. Now, once your board is complete, set a clear intention for your desires to manifest and place that vision board somewhere that you can see it daily. So now let's recap a little bit. We've talked about how to set spiritual intentions. We've talked some about making sure, you journal, you are sitting in meditation, you're trusting your intuition. We've talked some about vision boards. What else is important? Letting go of past energies. You really have to let go of past energies to create space for new beginnings. It's so important to release what isn't serving you anymore. It's essential to release past energies and emotional attachments that no longer serve you. Letting go is a powerful practice that restores emotional balance, allowing you to step into the future with clarity and purpose. You can do this yourself, whether it's through forgiveness of others, through rituals or gratitude. It's just so imperative to release the old to make room for new. So Reiki sessions are great for this. I do healing and cord cutting on, my website. There is a healing that would work for this, but you can do, schedule a Reiki session with someone that would help with that. You can do it on your own. A lot of people will like to journal about things they want to release and then burn that piece of paper safely. You can do your own cord cutting ritual. Make sure you are really sitting with, if you have a theme in your life that is continually showing up, you want to sit with that theme. How deep is that theme? Is it something just from this life? Like have been working with someone who the theme of betrayal has really been showing up prevalently throughout this lifetime. So then we just dug a little deeper because once she felt like she had really healed all those betrayal events from this lifetime, she still was feeling a little stuck. So then we delved deeper, and that was something she brought into this lifetime from another lifetime. So then we did a cord cutting to that other life. So there are many different ways that you can release the old energy. Yes, you can make appointments with someone and get help in doing that, but you can also do it on your own. I don't want you to ever think that you are not powerful in your own right. So now let's talk about, we just talked about to really help accomplish your spiritual intentions. We talked about that was a vision board, releasing old energies to make room for whatever you're trying to manifest on that vision board. Now let's talk about some of the other manifestation techniques. Manifestation is really the art of co-creating your desired reality by aligning your energy with your intentions, by raising your vibration through practices like gratitude, meditation, positive affirmations. Through all this, you can attract people and opportunities and resources that will help you accomplish your goal. This is really, again, I talked about it earlier, again, where entrainment comes in, which is aligning your energy with the frequency of your desires. My husband teases me a lot about this because he sees when I'm out in public or when I do an event, people just want to be next to me without even realizing it. Why is that? It's because my energy helps lift theirs up. I'm just a positive person. People enjoy being around that positive energy. If I'm around someone for too long who has a lot of drama, who is extremely negative, I have to leave that area. It starts making me not feel good. It's because that's not where my vibration is. And if you're around that long enough, it's going to start trying to pull you down to that level. So you want to just start trying to surround yourself with people who align with your frequency, align with your desires. It just really helps bring harmony to your manifestation process. It makes it be easier for you. You can't always cut people out that are negative or that are residing in that lower vibration. You're really not called to do that. But you can certainly limit your time and make sure you're taking care of yourself by having a group of people, having set time where you're around people that vibrate at the same as you. Again, my divine collective, I created it because of that. I had so many people who were searching, couldn't find their tribe, couldn't find like-minded people. So I created the Divine Collective. We meet a few times a month. Earlier, just this morning, on the morning of this recording, we met to go over our spiritual intentions and talk through that and how people can set those. We will do group readings. And there are other resources out there. It doesn't have to be my resource. That's just one of them. There are other resources out there for you. Now, also, when we talk about manifestation, let's talk a little bit about Tesla's 369 formula. I'm sure most people listening to this have heard of Nikola Tesla. He believed in the power of energy, frequency, and vibration. He really talked about using his 369 method. What is the 369 method? It's very simple. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever you want to manifest, is it compassion? Is it peace? Is it love? Whatever that is. In the morning, you sit down and you write it down 3 times, setting the tone for your day. Just write it down 3 times. In the afternoon, you write it down 6 times, 3, 6, and then, yes, before bed, you write them down 9 times. Just keeping that manifestation process rolling, keeping the energy behind that. You really want to keep it going because as you are keeping your eye, it's so easy to forget what we're here for compassion. We were in that rough meeting. We had a rough discussion with one of our kids or our friend or our husband. The 369 really keeps it in our head throughout the day, morning, afternoon, and evening. If you are an Esther Hicks fan, she believed that it was important to keep a thought in your head for, I believe it was 12 seconds to make sure it gets out into the universe so you can just sit with the thought for 12 seconds. I will sometimes do both. I don't do it every day because there's not typically I do journal and meditate most days. But when it comes to manifestation, I frequently do not do it every day. Maybe every other day. I will do this 3, 6, 9, and then on. When I write it 3 times, and I will sit with the thought. I write it 6 times and sit with the thought. Write it 9 times and sit with the thought. Now, the reason, if I can do it every day, great. But I try not to give myself something that I feel like is going to be not accomplishable to me because goals are important when I set them for myself. This is my bad on myself is I will tend to self-judge. And this is not about giving another opportunity for you to judge yourself. This is about giving your souls the opportunity to step into its purpose. This is a great way to start off the new year. If you have any questions about this, please email me, christygodwin111@gmail.com. I have lots of social media on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube that I'm doing daily reflections to help you kind of remember and think about these concepts of intentions, your vibrations, and just what you're here to accomplish. So I want everyone to embrace the future with an open heart, clear intentions, and a deep connection and commitment to trusting ourselves. I want to thank everyone who has been with me today on this podcast, and I hope to hear from you soon.